Hey, you guys, welcome back for our daily practice questions. As always, I like to get into my introduction and disclaimer before starting on our questions for today. So, for those of you who are familiar with me, hey y'all. For those of you who are new here, welcome, 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 you guys. I am Dr. Brittany Weinstock. I am a family nurse practitioner and the founder and CEO of the Nursing Studio. I provide resources, tools, courses, review books, and videos to assist nurses as well as nurse practitioners with boards as well as in practice. I've been doing this since 2015, assisting nurses and nurse practitioners internationally with exam success. Now, I always give my disclaimer, just reminding you guys that we know there's no absolutes in medicine. We treat on a patient by patient basis, and any other questions that I provide are based on the guidelines that are currently being tested on the ANCC as well as AANP exam, okay? You'll see a mesh because I like to give y'all a variety of questions for my FMP and AGMP test takers so y'all can be prepared, okay? And have an idea of how things may be formatted and how to process and think through these question types. This is also to assist you while you're in school for your exams. And if you see any videos or I'm talking about things that we do in practice, always know that I will say that so there's no confusion based off of what guidelines are currently being tested and what guidelines we are currently utilizing in practice, okay? All right, with that being said, let's get into question number one, you guys. Question number one for the day states a 40-year-old female presents with complaints of vision changes. She states that while reading magazines or books, she has difficulty reading. She finds it easier when pulling the book back further away from her face. What is the nurse practitioner's best diagnosis? Is it A, arcus senilis, B, presbyopia, C, macular degeneration, or D, glaucoma? Take a moment and tell me what you got in the comments. All right, you guys, I always recommend reading the stem of the question first, stem being that last part of the question, so that you can slow yourself down and ensure you're answering what is even being asked in the question, right? So here the stem of the question states, what is the nurse practitioner's best diagnosis? So I always tell you, if they're asking for a diagnosis, we got to run it back and see what the assessment findings show us, right? So it's a 40-year-old female. She comes in complaining about vision changes. She states that, while reading magazines or books, she's noticed some difficulty with reading. And she's finding, it better if she is pulling the book or magazine away. She's able to read and see better at that point. So this knowledge question, instantly it should make you think, when they're pulling that stuff back, and you may commonly see people do this. That is presbyopia, commonly seen in the population. Once they hit 40, they start to state these visual changes and having those close up reading visual changes is what they know. And reading glasses is the treatment for that. Okay. So B, presbyopia. Question number two. All right, a patient presents to the office with complaints of pain to the left eyelid. Upon examination, the nurse practitioner notes a small nodule to the left eyelid. Based on these findings, what is the best treatment at this time? Is it A, eliminate UV light, B, warm compress, C, artificial tears, or D, nothing at this time? Tell me what you got. Tell me what you got. All right, so stem of the question states, based on these findings, what is the best treatment at this time? All right, so if we're treating, we got to know what the diagnosis is, right? So the patient comes into the office with complaints of pain to the left eyelid. All right, so we're thinking of things that can irritate your eyes, your eyelid. Okay, and on exam, there's a small nodule to that left eyelid. So you should think of a hortolum, a sty, right? When it said painful to the eyelid, we know hortolums are painful. Chalazions also present, they can have the nodule on the eyelid, but they don't cause pain, right? They're painless. So here, this is most likely a sty that this patient has. So the best recommendation and treatment for an initial thing for a hortolum, aka a sty, are warm compresses, right? So B is your best answer. All right, and last question for today, question number three. A mother brings her 4-year-old son into the office today with a complaint of a rash to his face. She states that he has also complained of a sore throat and a headache. Upon examination, the nurse practitioner notes a rash to the patient's cheeks, and it has a slap cheek appearance. Based on these findings alone, how should the nurse practitioner diagnose? Is it A, rubeola, B, rubella, C, Fifth's disease, or D, roseola? Take a moment and tell me what you got. Don't be shy. All right, you guys. So, stem of the question states, based on these findings alone, how should the nurse practitioner diagnose? So, we're trying to diagnose. So, run it back and tell me what the assessment shows, right? So that we can figure out what we have here. So, mother brings in this 4-year-old little boy, complains that he has a rash on his face. He's had a sore throat, headache. Nurse practitioner says it looks like a slapped cheek appearance. That's one of those key identifiers, right? I tell you, think about your key identifiers. When I say this, you say that. If I say slap cheek appearance, you say fifth disease, like the number 5. And I say, think of 5 fingers, like you, on a hand that has slapped the cheek. Um, just some sidebar things with that. With fifth disease is also known as erythema infectiosum. So if they put that term on there, you need to know all the names of these conditions. You know, this is secondary to the parvovirus, and it is very contagious also. So just make sure you know the terms based off of both names if they have one or two and those causes, okay? But as always, you guys, I hope you found this helpful. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share with whomever you may think may find this beneficial as well. But make sure that you meet me back here. If you need any of the resources from the Nurses Studio, give us a call at 803 400 6864 or shoot us an email at thenursesstudio1@gmail.com. Bye, y'all.